Are you fearful of your guests? In the beginning, yes. I myself was afraid, like, hey, how am I going to handle this guest? How am I going to handle this situation? Because we attend a lot of guests all around the world. So you can never know where they come from. I'm afraid that I might get infected, even by slightest cough or slightest sneeze from them.
My initial response was, okay, you know what? This is just something that's happening in the other part of Earth. We don't have to be so concerned about it. The third week into the year, when we start having cases, I got a little bit kiasi, and yeah, you get a little bit scared of it.
We did brief our room attendant to pay extra attention to get those have some sick symptoms.
Fearful is not the word. It's more of more observant about them. When this whole virus thing came about, we were more observant of our guests, and we started to really take notice of each and every guest, their well-being.
My team members are really worried, but of course I have to convince them, and as a leader I have to show them that, hey, it's okay. You follow the guidelines from the MOH, from the government, and then from there, you be safe.
So when the first case happened in my hotel, I had to break the news to my team. They were all thinking that, is it my room or not? A lot of them were like looking at me very fearful. 老板，我可以拿奖吗？我突然间不舒服，我突然间有 sore throat， 我鼻子一直在流鼻涕了。So I just told them, 你们在吓自己，你们这个喉咙痛是过了多久了？ So you just need to talk sense to them, talk logic to them, and that's where you calm them down.
Were guests fearful of you?
The guests are fearful of us. This was during the onset of the coronavirus when Singapore was the number 2. It's to the extent, right, that we clear our throat, right? Everyone will just stare at us. Like, what are you doing? Half of my team actually is from PRC China. So when they go into the room, wanted to clean, and then afterwards the guests will just, hey, mommy, faster get out of the room lah, this one China. Yeah, so of course that really hurt them big time. I had one of them come down crying to me, and I had to spend a long time to really just tell them and say, hey, look, people just say things without thinking through their mind. Okay, don't take it to heart.
There's one guest who he doesn't really want to talk to any one of us, in fact. But he's our regular. So I decided to approach him and ask him, is there anything wrong with us? Because usually he likes how we attended to him. So then he decided to open up and say that he's actually quite scared because of this situation right now, and he's distancing himself from every single one of us. So I educated him and says that not to worry, we've been trained, we sanitized, we clean. He is not really that convinced, but he says, I will only talk to you. But as time goes by, he saw that my other teammates are approaching guests at a certain distance. So he felt safe after that. And he decided to open up his presence to the rest of my team members.
Somewhere about December last year, we were all looking forward for 2020. 2020 is a year where you have a lot of key events, so we were really excited and we were actually filling up our numbers. So I told myself, wow, 2020 is really going to be a great year. I'm just looking forward for it. 1 week before Chinese New Year, we start receiving calls from our clients. Hey, you know, there's this outbreak of thing, and I read emails about cancellation. And then these event organizers are writing to you and say, the event is not going to happen this year, it's going to be pushed forward to next year. I've only been in this hospitality industry for about 7 years. To be very honest, this is my first crisis. So it's the first time when my clients are rejecting me, not wanting to see me. And they said, Prem, you know what? Let's see each other after this whole virus thing ends.
Are you very free now? No such thing as free. We still have to continue our hygiene, cleaning, taking care of the places.
Previously, we do like guest lift, like those high touch, high traffic area every 2 hours. And now we increase to every half hour for all the lift buttons. As well, I will do a random check, go to our fire command center to see through the CCTVs to make sure the staff really go to the every single area to follow the timing and SOPs.
It's not 没事找事. It's far from that actually, because we understand the importance of increasing the frequency to do this in order to get the public's confidence. And for me, someone who has come through and experienced swine flu myself, I understand how painful it is to go through this and experience this. So I don't want any of my team members, I don't want any of their family members or any of the general public to experience this. So I am doing my part to ensure that we eliminate or minimize this as much as we can.
I must say I'm very fortunate. I'm pretty grateful of how we took things very positively. We've been cross-training.
I learned how to actually clean the room personally, maintain the cleanliness. The mattress is actually quite heavy though. I'm surprised on how all our room attendants, our housekeeper, the ladies managed to actually lift up and then fold it tightly underneath the beds.
I never thought the job was so hard because I cleaned up. When I stripped the second bed, I was already sweating and I was exhausted. So what I learned out of this thing is, when you're at work, you always think your problem is the biggest problem and you don't look at how much your colleague is actually going through. Yeah, so now when I see a housekeeper, I'm like, hey, you're the man.
Do your family and your friends stay away from you?
Did my family and friends stay away from me? No, they didn't stay away from me. I stayed away from them. I was actually involved with the disinfecting of the confirmed case rooms. So I didn't want to bring the virus back to my family, to my friends. So during this period of time, after I did the disinfecting, I stayed in the hotel for 1 week. During this 1 week, I stayed predominantly in my office and in the guest room. That's it. I didn't go anywhere else.
My mother she used to work in a front line as well, customer service. So she understands that I communicate with lots of people. She is worried, but she doesn't show it at all.
I had a birthday party that I was supposed to attend yesterday, and this was planned 2 weeks ago. And my friends, they are aware of my exposure in the hotel. They told me that it's best that I skip this birthday party. I do feel really sad, but again, at the end of the day, I think it's for the better of everyone.
Actually, to be honest, in this cleaning industry, right, we're actually cleaner than a lot of other people. Yeah, because we know how to do all the things already. We know, like, we need to wash our hands frequently. We use the sanitizer on us all the time.
Like I teach my son, because he sprayed the sanitizing over. I said, no, you must spray on the cloth instead of spray on the surface. So this is something sometimes people did really wrong. I even teach my wife how to sanitizing her handbags. She put on the table, she put everywhere, so she will put at home, then my kids will touch it. So I think for the personal belongings, it's important to sanitizing the handbag, handphones, shoe as well.
I think it's great that everyone is more kiasi now. I think the reason why we are managing it better, it's because of how kiasi we were at the very initial stage.
What keeps you going during this period? My colleagues, my friends, the people at work, that keeps me going because the bond is there. In fact, it grew stronger because everyone is taking care of each other. Like, if one finds out that they are sick, they're willing to sacrifice for each other as well.
What keeps me going these days is I realize there's so many people, so many of my colleagues are actually out there to help me. For an example, business is really low now. I've got my colleagues from marketing, I've got my colleagues from HR. I even have my GM secretary coming to me and telling me, Prem, do you want to try calling my friend from this company? He may have some business for you. What used to be a very selfish view that I see, or we just managing our own thing and own department, has turned around over this period. Everyone is helping each other.
When I finish cleaning or disinfecting the confirmed room, right, I have people coming up to me, thanking me, say, hey, thank you for doing this for the hotel. Yeah, it's this kind of things where people actually take effort to show their gratitude that I believe that is worth doing for.
During the Malaysia borders ban, when we came to work the next morning, we realized that we were picking up a lot of reservations that were coming in, mainly because to accommodate the Malaysian workers that are staying in Singapore.
That was really a nightmare day because suddenly our community pickups. So we need to set up all those rooms within a few hours. All the departments colleagues, from our executive office, from our hotel managers, everybody from the executive office came to the hotel site looking for me. Check, what should we do?
We were all very excited. We went through 5 weeks of very low occupancy and then we realized, hey, today we're going to fill up majority of our occupancy. No one complained and we're just very excited to welcome and to have situation getting back to normal. It's like, hey, let's go and help each other. Even though if you have a break a sweat, we're going to do this together.
What do you want to say to people working in the tourism industry? Be positive, take care of yourself, put social responsibilities in place.
Don't panic, clamp down. Take this as the best opportunity to have some cross-training to upgrading their skills.
The positivity that this whole thing brings us is that they will bond us together, we will build a stronger base together.
Someday this virus is going to be behind you and this crisis is going to be beneath you, and you're just going to be stronger than what you were before the virus began. You got this, man.
In light of the global COVID-19 situation, we take a closer look at those affected in Singapore, specifically in hotels reliant on tourism. Thank you Wati, George, Jack and Prem for sharing their experiences. Let's stay positive and weather this storm together.